What's up, everybody? We are back, and we're about 4.5 hours away now from DC, on the way to the White House. No, they're not going to let me in. I'll be outside, I believe it's, 1400 Pennsylvania Avenue, hopefully within the next 4 to 5 hours. I'm not going to lie, once you get to DC, first of all, DC is one of the worst places to drive around. I'm hoping my GPS isn't too bad, a lot of ramps, overpasses, all that good stuff. But then to find some place that I'm going to be able to park and then walk over to the White House to film is also going to be no small task. Whoop! That's been happening. There's the, I'm going to slow it down. So listen, get your questions in, make them short, because they're only on my screen for a little while. Obviously I have to pay attention to the road. I don't want to be reading paragraphs. Thumbs this video up. Lots to talk about. Again, Assange, Weinstein, the coronavirus, Iran, Bernie. So much real world news going on today. Man, that sucks right in my face. And again, the biggest issue to me is that the alternative press, the biggest alternative press, aren't really covering the Julian Assange case. They aren't covering the travesty that is an indictment against free speech, that is an indictment against journalism, okay? So, I mean, I'm asking you guys, why aren't you bombarding them with phone calls and emails and Twitter feeds? Seriously, why aren't you hitting up Rob Dew? He's still on Twitter. Or David Knight, he's still on Twitter. Why are you not making Owen Schroyer accountable? Oh, poor Owen Schroyer's bodyguards got hit. You know, there was a time when you didn't have bodyguards working for InfoWars. You know who doesn't have bodyguards? This guy. I'm not against them, but it says a lot to me when, somebody has to hire help because they can't communicate with another person without trying to get violent. And don't get me wrong, I've had people approach me, what's up, Drufus, and try to get violent, and I immediately try to de-escalate the situation and try to talk to them. It doesn't always work. At the same time, I think it spreads a bad message when
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
We're in Pennsylvania. When you endorse the violence, when you tell everybody you're a tough guy, if somebody gets in my face, I'll tell you right now, they're not going to live. Really? Is that what's going to happen? You're going to take them right out? Ditch the radar detector in Virginia and DC. You'll get a big ticket. I'm pretty sure I'll get a big ticket just about anywhere. I don't think it's legal in New York, but we just left New York. I'm not sure about Pennsylvania. Honestly, I got the radar detector for $3.99 at the Salvation Army. It's kind of just lying around my house, and I figured I'd kick it out for this trip. So far, so good. I haven't gotten pulled over yet, and I've been doing a decent speed, trying to get there a little early. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to beat Andrew and Christy there. I don't think Steve's going to be able to make it until Wednesday. Steve also doing a really great job, by the way, over at slownewsday.com, guys. He's doing a fantastic job. I mean, to me, again, it's not about right or left. It's about right and wrong. And he's one of the few people that's calling out both sides 100%. And we need more people like him. And he's being attacked. Hi, Jason. I'm a big fan of your work and your grind. Well, thank you so much. And, he's being attacked by mainstream media all over the place. Steve is in D.C. already. We emailed yesterday. Oh, is he? Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's great news. I didn't know he was already in D.C. So then they're probably going to beat me out there. I don't have any other phone numbers. It's all through social media. I really should have got their phone numbers first, but I just assume we're going to meet up. Man, sorry about that. So Drufus, does that mean you're going to be in DC today? Are you coming to DC? I know we got Eric and Jill. I know we've got Drufus and several other members of the Burmese Brigade out there. Awesome. What time are you getting out there, Drufus? What time do you think you're going to be hitting it? I've been outside of the White House before. I'm wondering how it's gonna be. I'm wondering how much Secret Service we're gonna see out there. They always do have those guys walking around, et cetera, et cetera. Every once in a while, you'll get approached and talked to, and they'll take your information. I'm more than willing to give them my information. I don't keep secrets. Lies don't make friends, guys. And although I'm not saying, your papers, please, is a good thing, but I got no one to hide from. I'm me. I remember way back in the day, Trump took off to India so he can conveniently ignore this. Good luck today listening from Northern England. Thank you. And remember, Taylor is already out in front of Belmarsh yesterday, and she's covering I think, Parliament Square, or where the actions are taking place in London. Roger Waters is going to be out there, and she's teamed up with Tariq Hadid, who was the man that was working for Newsweek, trying to write about the OPCW leaks and the fact that there was no chemical attack in Douma in Syria in 2018, and we have been lied to. Remember when Mattis sat up there and Tulsi Gabbard said, hey, was there a chemical attack? Well, we don't know. Was there even an attack at all? Well, we can't. Even if we could prove there was an attack, we couldn't even prove who was responsible. So you had to know then, when Mattis couldn't confirm that there had actually been a chemical attack or an attack at all, that it was utter horseshit. Let me know if you need anything. Mike's Mixer, SD card. I just bought a couple of SD cards. That was one of the things that I kind of forgot. I couldn't find my SD cards for some reason. And plus, they have stuff on them. They get corrupted. They're super cheap now. I bought a 64 gig and a 128 gig for $20 and $15 respectively. Oh, I'm glad you're all patient with that. I do appreciate it though, man. I do have a little lapel mic, and I've got some stuff that works with some smartphones. We'll see. We got a couple DSLRs. I picked up this really cool fish lens over at Salvation Army for like $8.99. It retails for like $300 to $600. Don't crash, bro. I'm not crashing. The thing is right in front of me. I'm literally in my field of view, so that all I can see is the road. So I have no intention of crashing, guys. Not bad prices for both those. Yeah, it wasn't bad. And they're, level 10 SD XCHC. I think one's 100 megabytes rated, one's 130. So, not terrible. And then, yeah, like I have lapel mics that sometimes go into phones. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. For some reason, every time iOS or Android updates, it's a crapshoot whether the device or the operating system will read them. But that's what I used to use is my mics. Instead of getting a Sennheiser, a lot of times you can get. What are your thoughts on Q? There are no thoughts on Q because Q's made up. That's my thoughts on Q. Like when Alex Jones tells I've talked to Q, okay? He's full of shit. He's as full of shit then as he is now. Okay? Listen, there aren't superheroes on message boards. You don't trust any plans. Been wrong 36 times. Hillary Clinton's not in jail. No one's in Guantanamo. McCain was not executed. He had brain cancer. It's all a farce. And unfortunately, people believe in fucking fairy tales. And they say stupid shit. Like, well, once we get Assange extradited, wow, we're going to take down the deep state because he's gonna out them all. Are you out of your fucking mind? Assange to tell them where thing as a narrative is a John Brennan operation. A John Brennan operation. All right, these are facts. These are real. It's not message board bullshit. All right, it drives me nuts, man. Like, why would you want to decode things? Oh, it's the Socratic method. Listen. There is so much information out there that you could be sharing that's real. For instance, did Q cover the counterintelligence 2020 to 2022 document? Did he say that was coming out? Did he tell you to trust that? Did he tell you that public disclosure organizations, hacktivists and leaktivists, are the new Al-Qaeda? The new ISIS? The new Hezbollah? Huh? Is he saying that, or is he telling you to trust a fucking plan? God, I'm sorry I get so upset, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. We live in the real world, not fancy land. Oh, it drives me up a wall that people buy into that, and that some people are actually proud of pushing that narrative. What you did is you pushed false hope, you pushed lies, and you pushed them, whether you realize it or not, on behalf of a military-industrial complex that continues to wage war in Syria, Yemen, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, and more. And they want more. They want Iran next. You're going to trust that plan too? You're going to trust Mikey Pompeo? Give me a break. What's that? People really, yes, I know. And people believe in Santa Claus. And people believe in the Easter Bunny. And people believe in the Tooth Fairy. But guess what? They're not fucking real. They're not real. And it is just so detrimental, man. And I try not to come down on people for, beliefs that I don't hold. But it's just crazy to me. No worries, Jason. You're something or other. I'm sorry. It's hard to read. Obviously, you can see the sunlight right there. You're passionate about things is all. Yes, I am. Believe. What's that? Believe from a TV. I can't. Sorry, guys. Again, when it's like this, I can read. But when like half my face is lit and half my face is dark, it's kind of tough. Thumbs the video up, sub and share. Seen him before. I don't know what that means. What does that even mean? Oh, dude. So yesterday I'm in the mall. Okay. I'm in the mall. And I'm walking past a bookstore. Now I was over there. I was buying some new undies and some new socks, so they're nice and fresh. And in case you get in these situations, you always pack enough clothes, but definitely underwears and socks and your toothbrush and all that good stuff. Because wherever you end up, you don't want to end up smelling horribly. Personal hygiene is important. Okay. So up. Well, now you can see that. Jeez. How do I get that back? Sorry, guys. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. So that's important. Got that done. And as I'm walking by, okay, this guy goes, Jason Burmis. And I'm like, oh, hi, how you doing? And he starts talking to me, and he's a total schizophrenic. And he's a schizophrenic that apparently has confronted me before. So I'm gonna tell you a story of crazy. Okay, before I get to this story of crazy. So when I was about to run the bar, I was working in a bar, and you know what? Hold on one second. Let me see if I can fix just like the littlest bit of that. Probably not, but whatever. All right, so I'm working in the bar. I'm about to take it over, and we're having a initiation night for some of the new workers, bartenders, barbacks, whatever. Getting them going. So this guy walks in. He's probably in his 40s. I mean, at least he looks that way. Pretty disheveled. He starts talking to me. He's like, oh yeah, I used to watch you on InfoWars. I came to tell you, I'm being followed, and I was followed in the parking garage, and somebody went into my car, and you know how I knew they went in my car because they moved my mirror. And I mean, this guy is just talking batshit crazy stuff. And I feel cornered because, I'm in the bar, and I'm supposed to be like, throwing a party basically for new employees. I had to get out of there. Okay. That's 3-4 years ago. I'm pretty sure that this is the same guy I meet up with. So I'm walking by. He goes, Jason Burmis. And then he's talking to me, and then he's telling me how he watches InfoWars, and on his phone he talks to Alex Jones, and then he does what Alex Jones tells him. It was at that moment that I shook his hand. I said, have a nice day, and I walked away. People are mentally ill. In fact, you know what? Let's talk about Mad Mike Hughes for a second. Drive safe, the Waffle House exit 80 or 100 in Delaware. Oh, that sounds fun. Abe Lincoln was I don't know, I missed the last part of that. Was a cross-dresser? Maybe, I don't know. Scary, yeah. Listen, there are crazy people. So let's talk about Mad Mike, the Flat Earth guy, really quick, right? Because a lot of people came at me saying he wasn't really a flat earther, he was a daredevil, he had a death wish, and that may be so. Apparently the flat earth thing on his rocket was sponsored, etc. But my point is, if you watched my video yesterday, I was pretty appalled that the Science Channel had gone out there to film him, right? Why? Well, because you're encouraging him. And a lot of people were like, well, he was going to do it anyway. He was going to do it anyway, Jason. Yeah, I understand that, but you got to understand that the more people that followed him because of Flat Earth, and then the more media attention he got, the more and more he was encouraged to do something completely batshit crazy. And I get it, he was a daredevil, he had his own beliefs. Anybody that would put themselves in a rocket, any rocket, let alone a homemade one, I'm talking any fucking rocket, all right? NASA rocket, Bezos rocket, Elon Musk rocket, whatever. You gotta know there's a chance you're not getting out of there, all right? You're not. Rocket technology is extremely volatile. Extremely volatile. I mean, if you look at rocket technology, even today, 2020, right? How many failures do you see? How many explosions do you see? NASA themselves admitted, 2 months ago, look it up, they tried to launch rockets that would take their astronauts to the International Space Station. And they fucking failed. And they failed. Do you know how our astronauts get to the International Space Station? They take Russian rockets. I'm not kidding. Meanwhile, they'll tell you the Russians interfering with every election in the world, especially ours, and they're on the Bernie campaign. I mean, that should also let you know that the establishment really doesn't want Bernie Sanders if they're playing the Russiagate nonsense with him as well, by the way. Whether you like his policies, whether you think communism's coming to America, whether you think he's the worst socialist nightmare this country could ever see, you got to understand they'd rather have bootlicker, okay? They would. I have balloon cams that go way higher than that guy was trying to go. Exactly. And you can take automated pictures, 100%. Russian rockets, but American rockets took man to the moon. Yeah, exactly. And Russia was beating us in every single thing in the space race. First manned mission, first multi-manned mission, first astronaut into orbit, etc., etc. Yet they haven't been there yet. Yeah, but we're using their rockets to go to the ISS. Jason, Google Maps has warnings for speed traps. Does it? I mean, I'm using Google Maps. It's not really the speed traps I'm worried about. I'm on the highway. Russia is an amazing country with such advanced technology. Their weapons are more advanced than ours. I don't know about that, but they're certainly not. They're a first world nation that certainly has a military and does things a lot more cost effectively than the United States and its bureaucracy does. And I'm not like campaigning for poot. I'm not Team Vladimir, all right? But you got to be real. You gotta be honest. You don't play into the farce that is Jimmy Carville on MSNBC talking about how happy Putin is. Putin's probably watching this right now with Bernie and laughing away. He's so happy. Jimmy Carville, you're a fucking actor, dude. I get it. You're a political operative. You've been on the Hill. You're an actor. All right? That's what you are. You're a Hollywood actor attorney. Bam. You can't buy anything in Russia. Is that not true? Yo. Chama body count goes up again. Obama claim. Oh, jeez. Team poot. Hashtag team poot. Thumbs this video up, guys. 24 thumbs up. Let's get them up to 30, huh? So, yeah, we're doing it. We're about, I don't know. I'd have to look at it, but probably 4 hours away, somewhere in there. Like I said, once you hit DC, it's going to be hard enough just to find parking, and then I'm going to have to make sure I remember where I'm at and get down there. Let's see, I missed that Holly Diddler thing. So what's going on with everybody else, huh? What am I missing in the news at 8:25 a.m. Eastern? Again, we're going to follow the Weinstein stuff all day if we can. We're obviously going to follow the Assange stuff as much as possible. Normally, I simulcast to Twitter. I won't be able to do that today. Putin jailed Zionist billionaires. Which ones? I know that he did take out some oligarchs. Yes, I talked about the Obama whistleblower who worked for Homeland Security, who had talked about quote-unquote Islamic terrorist organizations that he flagged in the funding of them. Will Assange be held in federal prison like Epstein? If they get him, I would assume they're going to give him a military tribunal. You think they're going to give him a fair shake in a U.S. court? He's not a U.S. citizen. He's not a U.S. citizen. They're going to treat him like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. It's going to be a military tribunal that nobody's even going to cover. You know, I'll be honest. I covered the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed thing, a week and a half ago? I have no idea where that's at right now. I do know that the whole thing was a farce. I do know that one of the funding mechanisms of the hijackers was the Pakistani ISI. I do know that man, General Mahmoud Ahmed, who wired $100,000 to Atta just before the attacks through Omar Saeed Sheikh, the man convicted of beheading Daniel Pearl, happened to be in D.C. on the week of 9/11 and happened to be meeting with Porter Goss and Bob Graham on the morning of 9/11. He also happened to meet Joey B several days later, and Joey B, aka Joe Biden, bragged about it on television, saying he was the most powerful man in Pakistan, and if not the most powerful, the second most powerful. And I told them, if they didn't stop funding terrorism and Al-Qaeda. I mean, come on, guys. Pakistan funding mechanism for the hijackers. They end up finding bin Laden in Abbottabad, Pakistan. If you watch the CBS report, I think from either December or January, just either December 2001 or January 2002, they confirm that bin Laden was being protected in a Pakistani hospital on September 10th by the military, period. He had military guards, okay, for their special guest, Osama bin Laden. You know, and the bin Laden family had all sorts of ties to the Bush family over the years. All sorts of ties. And you know, we worked with bin Laden and his network, the United States did, against the Russians. You know, when the Mujahideen was our buddy, when they were freedom fighters, when they were fighting alongside Rambo in movies. That's when bin Laden was our boy. Huh? Funneling all that money through the BCCI bank system. Yeah! Forgotten history. Most people don't realize that. They have no idea what's really going on. And they should be very, very alarmed. They have no idea that when people started looking at the funding mechanisms via the FBI from Saudi Arabia, from people like Yassine Qadi and others, that they would allow that to happen and they would silence those real whistleblowers. Robert Wright and others, Barry Carmody and others, and demonize them while obfuscating the truth as they went into Afghanistan to take their resources and essentially begin what we now have, an opioid crisis. Okay? Where do you think all that opium's coming from, huh? The fields of Afghanistan that all troops are protecting. Huh? You think it was shameful in Vietnam when they got caught smuggling in heroin in dead bodies? In dead U.S. soldier bodies? Huh? You think these people give a fuck? Let me tell you something. That's a very real thing here, and most people know it. Most people, it's touched their lives in some way, whether it's their neighborhood, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, you know, and that stems from our imperial nature over in the Middle East and protecting those poppy fields. You ain't paying attention. Remember, we put Hamid Karzai in there originally, the Unocal executive, the guy that's working with Chevron on these pipelines back in the day, and then his brother Walid Karzai, who ends up getting assassinated later, is the #1 warlord for a time and the #1 opium dealer for a time. Weird, huh? Weird how that works. Thanks, Jason, for all you do. Thank you. Larry Ray was intelligence. I don't know who Larry Ray. Is that the guy that just got shot, or said they say they found his body with a gunshot to his head? I forget what his name was, but yeah, he blew the whistle on the Obama administration, Homeland Security. At least that's what I saw. I saw a couple little interviews with him yesterday, and a lot of people basically saying there's no way this guy killed himself. Oh, got a little radar detection right there, so we'll slow it down just a bit. Little radar detection. Don't want to get hit too hard. Don't want to get too hard. Thumbs this video up, guys. See how fooled everyone is. I don't know what that means. By the way, guys, so I know there's a big video going out of Wuhan and people screaming throughout Wuhan. I've had people tell me that that's an old video. I have people telling me it's a legitimate video. Does anybody know anything about the video and the screams and what's being put out there? Is that an older video or is that a newer video? No speeding, please. Let's all slow down. What radar detector? I have no idea. It's the Escort. I picked it, like I said, I picked it up for $3.99 at the Salvation Army. Seems to be working all right. Seems to be going okay. Oh man, that sun, brutal, but it's better than snow, right? Glad I'm not in a snowstorm. So again, does anybody know? I mean, I've seen so many weird videos, contradictory videos going on in China. It's scary. It's scary how easily they've suppressed information there. And it's scary how much disinformation there is regarding this thing. Is the coronavirus itself scary? I'm not so sure. You know, let's see, is any Chinese students going to school? Last part. But it's disturbing to me that there's not Western press all over China. Locked down in their houses. I don't know. You know, Shepard Ambellis and Intellihub.com, he seems to think this is the big one. I don't know. He's saying that the Iran thing, it's even worse in Iran, that it's going to be coming to the United States by the end of March. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't think that you purposely release a deadly pandemic like this. And, you know, I know everybody's like, well, unless you have the cure. Even then, I don't know. Paper money was banned in China. Is that true? Yes, it's a video of them talking to each other, trying to keep their spirits up. Yeah, but is that real? Is that new or is it old? Some people have said it's old. But if anybody knows that the video is old, in the comments section, why don't you post the link and where it's from originally? I'd appreciate that. You know, because once again, I don't want to. I don't want to put out disinformation. I don't want to have the spread of misinformation by me. See, a lot of people said I think new. My husband works in a hospital, and they are not talking about it. Seems a little odd to me. Yeah, well, I mean, I have that one phone call about the United States. There are some people saying that it's not a 2% kill rate, that it's an 18% kill rate. I mean, that's a high kill rate. 18%, 1 in almost 5 people. That seems high for a COVID, the coronavirus. Basically, a cold, a common flu. Is that what this is? And now, the New York Post, I think, put out an article saying, don't believe China's story about the market. This thing more than likely came from a lab. But you know what? The Post isn't going to have their Twitter banned, right? But Zero Hedge will. Free Assange, sick Fs, I agree. If the kill rate was that high, then how could people be getting over it so easily? Exactly. I'm not buying it. So 22% rate, 10% death rate according to John Hopkins. Is that where it's at officially? Interesting. Fuck, man, even 1 out of 10 would be pretty scary. I mean, don't get me wrong. You tell me I got a 90% chance of beating something, it's a little bit better. But I still don't like that 1 in 5. I can tell you that. All right, guys. we're gonna give this one a break. Thumbs this video up on your way out. We're about probably 3.5, 4 hours away from broadcasting outside the White House. Free Assange. We love you guys. Remember, let's hit tomorrow's news today. Let's hit all these alternative media outlets that don't want to fucking talk about it. Hit the David Knight Show. Hit Schroyer. Hit Itu. Hit fucking Jones. Make them talk about this. Stop letting them just elevate a sycophant and a demagogue and not challenge him on anything. You know, while he sits there and says, well, you know, there are some bad things he's done. Well, why do you fucking talk about him? Where's the Alex Jones that went off when that false flag went down in Syria, huh? In 2018. Where is he? Remember that clip? WikiLeaks tweeted that clip out. I retweeted it. Where's that guy? Huh? Is he too busy eating a Fleming Steakhouse? I don't know. I love you. I'll see you on the flip.